What's good, everybody? This is Dale from Upstate Bets. I'm here with my partner Reoz, bringing you guys some NFL and some NBA player props over here on PrizePicks. Yes, we're trying something a little bit different here today. A doubleheader slate. Usually we get the NFL lines out the night before on a Wednesday night. However, PrizePicks was like glitched out or something a little bit. They didn't have the NFL lines until this morning or super late last night. So we're gonna do a little bit of a mixer here. The best part about that though is you can pair up these two sports together and take all four of these player props and punch it in for a 4-pick power if you would like. That'll give you 10 extra money. You can go all the way up to 25x over here on PrizePicks. First time deposits get matched all the way up to $100. If you're a new user, use promo code UPSTATE when you do go ahead and sign up. It helps us out a ton. We're going to start off with the NBA here, but before we get to the picks, Riaz, tell them about the Patreon.
Patreon's $15 a month. It's going to be linked in the description below. You can also find it at patreon.com/upstate. NBA every single day, covering all of the slates for NFL. Just like this video, you can mix and match our player props. Over on the Patreon, you can chase the 25x. We've had a really good start of November, and we also had a really good October. So it's nice we have two sports going on. NBA is just getting started, which is really exciting, and we're almost halfway through the NFL season. So $15 a month linked in the description below.
Absolutely. So, like I said, doing two sports here. We have that Thursday night game between the Steelers and the Titans, and we got a short NBA slate here. I believe it's only 4 games, 4 or 5 games, I think it is. Yeah, 4. So I'm going to start off with my first player in the NBA. I have someone here in PRA. I'm going to go with CJ McCollum here. Over his PRA, I like the projection at 30.5. A lot of good stuff we saw out of him last night. They are playing on a back-to-back. They played Oklahoma City last night in a game that was decently high scoring, 110 to 106. Ended up winning that game down the stretch. We saw Zion have a really good game in terms of facilitating the ball, really close to having a triple double. But we saw McCollum lead all scorers in that game with 29. Really shot the ball efficiently from three, 5 for 8 from three, 10 for 17 from the field. A really good rebounding performance too. Actually tied Chet Holmgren for the high in rebounds with 11. So he's rebounding the ball. I think what we need to monitor here is Brandon Ingram. Missed that game last night. He's day-to-day with a knee injury. If he plays tonight, I'm not going to lie, I don't like this prop as much, but right now the news is he's still questionable. He might sit. It is a back-to-back. They might give him a little bit more rest. They're playing Detroit here, which is obviously not a very strong team this year. I think CJ McCollum goes out there, especially with no Ingram, is a little bit more of a facilitator, can rebound the ball just as well as he did last night. And I think he's going to have the same stroke that he did last night as well. I think he's going to be scoring the ball really well. So 30.5 seems like really good value here. I'm going to punch in them more.
Really like this, and definitely we saw them come back against OKC, and it was a big part due to McCollum. And without Ingram, I think this game stays a little bit closer. Both teams playing on a back-to-back, and both teams coming off a really close game. So at 30.5, it's a really good projection. Definitely like that more. Going to go over 2 rebounds with somebody I always love talking about, and that's Scotty Barnes here. Projection sitting at 7.5. We've seen him just explode this season on the boards. I'm actually really shocked that this projection isn't higher back-to-back games now, where he's had 12 rebounds, hasn't missed so far this season, and I don't see that stopping here. They're gonna need his size against Embiid, against Harris. Obviously, the Raptors are one of the bigger teams with Portal, Anunoby, and Siakam. Even though he's got all of these guys on the team fighting for boards, Scotty Barnes just continues to show why he is so good. I mean, he's been scoring really well. He kind of seems like the heart and soul of this team. We're seeing him take over the point guard position a little bit more now that Van Fleet is off this team. So overall, Scotty Barnes is playing awesome. I really like his rebounds tonight. 7.5, really good projection. Going to go with the more.
Yeah, I like that too. I mean, I think he's a really good value on the slate, whether you go for rebounds or a different category. He's been really doing it all. But rebounds here definitely has the best value. I think it's at 7.5 because he only had 8 last time they played Philly. They don't want to just blow up his line like crazy, but 7.5 is really good value. I mean, this is a game that probably will be low scoring. These teams usually play each other pretty tough. Toronto's coming off a pretty good win last night as well, so should be a very good game to watch. Really like Scotty Barnes this season. Let's jump over to the NFL side of things, Reoz. I'm going to go someone in field goals made. I like Chris Boswell here for my Pittsburgh Steelers. His projection's at 1.5. I'm going to take the more here. Usually have a pretty good eye at reading these field goals made props. This is going to be one of those ones that's on a Thursday night. Probably a very low scoring game. I can really kind of see like a 13-7 or like, I don't know if one team even cracks 20. Probably going to be a lower scoring game. I don't know what we're going to see out of someone like Will Levis, who went crazy last week. Pittsburgh struggled to put the ball in the end zone. There's at times they can move the ball, and that's why I'm going with Boswell here. I think Tennessee's defense is going to be good. They got a good run defense. So I do think that it's going to be tough for Pittsburgh to find the end zone, but they will be able to move the ball through the air somewhat. The offenses look stagnant at times, but Boswell should set himself up here on a Thursday night to at least attempt 3 field goals, and I'm going to assume he's going to make either all 3 or at least hit 2 of them here. So give me Chris Boswell.
Love this prop. I think you're on the money with it kind of being a low scoring game. 2 young quarterbacks. Obviously, Pickett's got more experience than Levis, but I think it is going to be a really slow-paced game. I think we're going to see a lot of field goals. Really like that prop. I'm going to go on the other side with Derrick Henry in his rush yards. His projection sitting at 71.5. Back-to-back games now. He's gone almost or over 100 yards. He had 101 against Atlanta, 97 against Baltimore. I asked Dale for a little insight since he is playing his Steelers, and we've just seen the Steelers really struggle against the run. They're a lot better in the passing game. Derrick Henry is always a matchup problem. Obviously, TJ Watt on the other side is definitely going to show some fits for Derrick Henry, but if he can avoid him, obviously with a young quarterback who's only in his second start, they're going to rely on the run game. They're not going to want to get Levis in situations where he's going to turn the ball over and just kind of make this offense not run how well they did last week. And even with 3 monster touchdowns to Hopkins, we still saw Derrick Henry be very used. The team said they're not going to trade him. They want to see Derrick Henry get back to his old ways, and getting him the ball at a really low projection at 71.5. I wouldn't be shocked if we see another over 20 carries and almost or 100 yards rushing here tonight.
Yeah, some things you just know about your team and how they play. I mean, you really tend to watch every single snap from them. This is a projection I thought would actually be higher for Derrick Henry. I thought it was going to be around like 77, 78, especially after 2 really good games, and especially them having a rookie quarterback and, seeing if, probably they're not going to let Levis throw the ball that many times. But Henry against Pittsburgh, I mean, right now, opponent rushing yards per game allowed. Pittsburgh's 27th in the league. They let ETN do his thing. They let a lot of these star running backs do their thing against them. So I know how my team is. I think Derrick Henry's actually going to have a monster game tonight, Reoz. I think it's a really good pick. I think he can break one loose, really, for like a 50 to 60 yard rush as well, which will really help us get over on this prop. So that's going to be our 4 props. We apologize for the longer video, but might as well kind of throw it all into one. And if you guys really like this style on Thursdays, we might tend to keep doing this for Thursday nights. So if you like this style, let us know. Drop a comment down below. Hit that subscribe button. We'll catch you next time. Peace out.